Hey guys, how are you doing? Happy Saturday. If you're here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and come on back and see what else I have in store. But today we're going to talk all about my latest release. I just uploaded my latest ebook called How to Communicate with Your Mate. This is very important to me. I think it's very important in all relationships. Communication, of course. So if you're struggling with how to text, when you're talking to your mate, if you're struggling with bringing up certain important issues in your relationship, if you're struggling with trying to understand where your partner is coming from because they just don't communicate at all, they like to give you the silent treatment, or when they do communicate, you're confused, my book is for you. Feel free to pick it up, coachbwiley.com. I wanted to tell you a little bit about what's in my book. I wanted to start with texting. Texting for anyone can go left real quick. So have you ever been talking to your mate and one conversation, you go from talking about going to church on Sunday, and then all of a sudden you're arguing about who didn't start the dishwasher, and you're going back and forth and back and forth. You're literally arguing via text message. I want you to stop right there. Do not argue over text message. Number one, because you could say one thing and they could take it as another, because there is no emotion in text messaging. It is just black and white words going across a screen, and the person that is reading it is only taking it in how they're taking it in. So they're assuming it's one thing when you could mean something else. So if you feel like a conversation is going left, jump out of that conversation. This is not tennis. You don't go back and forth with your partner. Jump out of the text message and get on the phone. Speaking of getting on the phone, when you're on the phone, FaceTiming or simply talking on the phone, have conversations that matter. Have them that matter. If you have an issue with your mate, specifically for those of you who are in long distance relationships, I get these questions all the time. How do I keep the spice in my long distance relationship? Well, the first thing, it starts with open communication. Always have a schedule or when you're going to see each other. If for whatever you can't, for whatever reason, you can't see the person at the time, or if you haven't talked to them all day, hop on that phone. Get on FaceTime. FaceTime is your friend. Specifically, if you have issues and you're in a long distance relationship, because you can't just drive over Johnny's house and you can't just go over Becky's house. You have to get on that FaceTime and actually look each other in the face and hash out your issues. Now, if you, speaking for the people who aren't long distance, who do live with each other, if you can't communicate with your mate, you have to ask yourself, why can't I talk to this person? So, are they hard to talk to? Do they deflect? Do they point the finger back at me when I bring up an issue? Do they go silent and just look at me like I'm crazy? Or do they jump on their phone? Or are they caught up on what's on TV? The most important thing for you to do, and I talk about this in the ebook, is leave the distractions behind. How would you like it if someone came up to you and they wanted to talk to you about something very important, and you just got in your phone, you just on your phone? I've literally talked to people like that. I used to work with a girl like that years ago. Anytime I would come up to talk to her, she'd pick up her phone and she'd just be on her phone. How rude is that? That makes the person feel like they're not important. It's disrespectful, and it shows the person what's most important. Whatever's going on their phone is super important. I remember dating a guy years ago. Anytime we would have an issue with something, because I guess he thought relationships were just playtime at the park. So when I did bring up an issue with him, he would literally put his phone like right here, this close in his face, like an idiot. That's what kids do. Kids do that, and needless to say, that relationship did not last long. So don't be an idiot. Listen to your partner when they have something to say, and I talk about that. I give you clear do's and don'ts when it comes to communicating. I tell you exactly how to communicate. I give you the words to use. I provide examples in my ebook, How to Communicate with Your Mate, and I also give you lots of love, because that's what it's about. Anytime you go into a conversation, a lot of people that talk to me and they need insight about how to communicate with their mate, they use the word confront. Like, I hate that word when you're talking about talking to someone, specifically someone you love. Like, why are you confronting them? Like, what are y'all about to fight? Like, what is happening? You don't confront anybody. You address the mess. Address. don't confront. Say it with me. Address, don't confront. That's the main thing. And how do we address? And this is the last tip I'm going to give you from my book. How do we address? By leading with love. Even if you can't stand the person at the time, you have to lead in there with love. Because if you come in hot, confronting them, who you think gonna listen when you're coming in hot like that? That's crazy. So cool your jets, lead with love, and have a conversation. All right, guys, that's just a little bit about my book that's up right now. If you made it this far, go ahead and hit the subscribe and notification. I can't talk, I'm done. No, go ahead and hit the subscribe and notification bell so you'll know when my next video comes up. This one is going up a little late because I think it's right. I don't have my watch on. If y'all want to know more, I'm so tan, guys. So if I look a little different, if you've been watching me like in the fall and winter, I am so tan. This is my real color right here. So this is my real color. So that just lets you know I've been in the sun. So outside of that, guys, if you want to go ahead and purchase my book, it's $7. So to download my book, it's $7. Come on, $7. $7 make you holla to help you with communicating. So go ahead and get it right now. I think I'm done with this video. So I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Talk to you later.